जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। जय राधा यशोदानंदन व्रजजननंदन यमुना तीरावनचारी।
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare। जय राधे जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। जय जय राधे जय जय श्याम जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम। निताय गौरंग जय निताय गौरंग निताय गौरंग जय निताय गौरंग। कलियुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, श्रीराम मायापुर की, श्री श्री राधा माधव अष्टसखी वृंद की, श्री श्री पंचतत्व की, लक्ष्मी नरसिंह देव भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेमानंद।
So this is a school campus, I heard, isn't it? It is a Cambridge school, is it? Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuhu Unmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamakyam Dadati Swapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome all of you. You come in a very big number today. Together this hall is just fit, I think, for the devotees. Huh? Very soon we will be celebrating the Jagannath Rathyatra all over the world. So I thought I'll say something about from Rathyatra in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is one famous verse you may be knowing. Atasri Krishna Namadi Nabhave Grahyam Indriyaihi Sevon Mukhehi Jihvadau Swayameva Suratyadaha. The meaning of that verse is the Supreme Lord and His activities, pastimes, His qualities, and all such sublime spiritual subject matter is not easily comprehensible by our gross, mundane, material senses. But by Sevan Mukhehi Jihvadav Swayameva Suratyadaha. One renders devotional service with a proper, sincere attitude, then on the spiritual nature of Lord and devotees and the devotional paraphernalia, that becomes comprehensible by the devotee. I'll just show some of the amazing consciousness, some of the verses that talk about amazing consciousness of Uddhava. Please all of you repeat this. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama-shloki Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopakumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Please all of you repeat. Shri Uddhava Uvacha Deva Devesha Yogesha Punya Shravana Kirtana Samhrityaitat Kulam Nunam Lokam Samtyakshyate Bhavan Viprashapam Samartopi Pratyaham Nayadishwaraha Uddhava said, "Oh my Lord, O Supreme God among all the demigods, real piety is invoked simply by hearing and chanting your transcendental glories. My Lord, it appears that you will now withdraw your dynasty, Yadu dynasty, and thus you yourself will finally give up your pastimes within this universe. You are the supreme controller and master of all mystic power. But although you are fully capable of counteracting the Brahmana's curse against your dynasty, you are not doing so. And your disappearance is imminent." That means he's telling Krishna that I have come to know that you are going to return back home to your abode. Huh? At the time, what is his prayer, you see? Naham tavangri kamalam kshanardham api keshava Jagtum samutsahe natha swadhamanaya mamapi. Oh Lord Keshava, my dear master, I cannot tolerate giving up your lotus feet even for a fraction of a moment. I urge you to take me along with you to your own abode. Here, Uddhava is begging Krishna, take me to your abode with you. Gadadhar Pandit is begging Lord Chaitanya, take me with you. Sarvam Bhattacharya is also begging Lord Chaitanya, please don't leave me and go away. And all the Vaishnavas in Jagannath Puri, when Mahaprabhu requested permission to go for South India, they all kept silent and they became morose. But when Lord repeatedly pleaded them, then they gave some excuses. They said, Dola Yatra is coming. They said, then Rathyatra is coming. Now winter is very cold. Mahaprabhu understood that they are not going to leave me so easily. But Mahaprabhu wanted that blessings so that his yatra will be successful. So these type of finer sentiments between Lord and the devotees or between devotees, they cannot arise in offensive heart. When one's heart is inoffensive and innocent and pure, then awakening of love and awakening of feelings of separation are experienced, like we find in the case of Uddhava here. Hmm? Hmm. Like, for example, feeling separation is a very advanced stage. Prior to feeling separation, we have to feel some love. Then only we can feel separation. Like, imagine somebody tells you, hey, that devotee is going out of station for 6 months. You say, okay, what difference it makes? If he wants to go, let him go and come. We may say that. We may say that why? Because we don't feel the separation, because the affection is not deep enough, strong enough. And affection, when does it become deep? When our outlook is spiritual and outlook is not mundane or material. There are two types of outlook. Arche Vishnu Shiladir Guru Shnaramatir Vaishnave Jati Buddhi Vishnorva Vaishnavanam Kalimala Matane Pada Tirthembu Buddhi Sri Vishnu Namne Sakala Kalushe Shabde Samanya Buddhi Sri Vishnu Taditara Samadir Taditara Samadir Yasyavana Raki Saha. He says, if one considers the deity form of the Lord to be ordinary, or somebody considers other Vaishnavas in terms of their birth details about, Jati Buddhi, or one considers Guru's body to be material, or one considers Charanamrita to be a very nice drinkable beverage, many glasses we can drink, or one considers the name of the Lord to be ordinary sound vibration, or one considers the demigods to be on an equal level with the Supreme Lord. Demigods not only means the demigods like Rudra, Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu. Prabhupada says even in this world, there are people who are ready to wag their tail for some boss in this world who can give them a post in the political position or anything like that. For them also, people consider them like demigods like that. So, in this way, these are all material outlook. And what is spiritual outlook? Opposite of that. Like looking at the deity form of the Lord, oh, here is my master, eternal master. And like all of you think for a moment, when you look at your computer screen and you have some video of your child or your family members, you had some very pleasant interaction in some yatra or something, you all went out, you took a short video of that. you are seeing it on a mobile screen or in a computer screen. You know, the real fact is, what you see on a computer screen is a combination of pixels. But do you see that as pixels combination, or do you see them as your dear relatives? How do you see? Yeah? Relatives. You see your mother, you see your father, you see your husband or wife or children. You know, you see it because your eyes are tinged with salve of affection for them. Huh? Because of that affection, you don't see a combination of pixels on a computer screen. Similarly, although the deity form is made with some, marble or wood or, stone or some metal or something, that is a minute detail. You don't worry about it because in that deity form, you see the person whom you love very much. When my eyes are tinged with love, then I will see that person.
விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டு பாடி விதம் விதமாய் ஆட்டம் ஆடி நாழிக்கொரு லீலை செய்யும் நந்த கோபால கிருஷ்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டு பாடி விதம் விதமாய் ஆட்டம் ஆடி நாழிக்கொரு லீலை செய்யும் நந்த கோபால கிருஷ்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பொல்லாத விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் வேடிக்கையாய் பாட்டு பாடி விதம் விதமாய் ஆட்டம் ஆடி நாழிக்கொரு லீலை செய்யும் நந்த கோபால கிருஷ்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் நீலமேகம் போல இருப்பான் நீலமேகம் போல இருப்பான் பாடினாலும் நெஞ்சில் வந்து கொடி இருப்பான் கோலப்புல்லாங்குழலோ கோலப்புல்லாங்குழலோதி கோபிகளை கள்ளமாடி கொஞ்சம் போல விண்ணை தாடி என்று கேட்டு ஆட்டமாடும் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் விஷமக்கார கண்ணன் பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான் பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான் மூக்காரி ராகம் பாட சொல்லி வம்பு கிழப்பான் பக்கத்து வீட்டு பெண்ணை அழைப்பான் மூக்காரி ராகம் பாட சொல்லி வம்பு கிழப்பான் எனக்கு அது தெரியாதென்றால் எக்கூறுக.
So Mother will tell us what he understood. Mother?
Yashoda Mata keeps the butter up, and Krishna takes stools and climbs and takes the butter. He gives everybody around him, all his friends, and then when he sees Yashoda Maya coming, he runs away. He thought, oh my God, he managed to climb the stools and take it.
So, when you know Krishna performs naughty, mischievous, playful pastimes like this, so when you look at the deity form of the Lord, you immediately remember such pastimes of the Lord. Our mind of the devotee becomes flooded with remembrance of the Lord. His pastimes with gopas, with gopis, with Yashoda, with peacocks, and with deers, and with cows and calves, with everybody. So then, if eyes are tinged with salve of love, then when we look at the deity form, just as we look at our relatives in a computer screen with affection, like that we look at the Lord with affection. So here Uddhava is looking at Krishna with affection. That's why he's telling, oh, I urge you to take me along with you, Krishna. Don't leave me. One amazing thing is, Lord told Hanuman also, Lord Rama told, you have to stay back. Similarly, Lord told Shuka parrot also, you have to stay back. You can't come with me. Now Lord told Uddhava also, you have to stay back. Why? Because I have fulfilled all my duties. But there are some sages living in the Badrinath. They are my great devotees. And they had given me an invitation, but I could not go there, Krishna said. So on my behalf, I wanted to send somebody responsible. So you are the best person, Uddhava. First you go to Vrindavan, learn Braja Bhakti and come. Then you go to Badrinath. And those sages know everything in the world except Braja Bhakti. That's the only thing they don't know. And that you should teach them after learning from the gopis of Vrindavan. So that's why I want you to stay back, Krishna said. So then Uddhava did that. But here Uddhava is very much pained to see that I am going to be left behind after Krishna leaves. Tava vikriditam Krishna Drinam Paramamangalam Karnapiyushamasa aspadya Tyajantanyas priham janaha. Oh, my dear Krishna, your pastimes are supremely auspicious for mankind and are an intoxicating beverage for the ears. Tasting such pastimes, people forget their desires for other things. So he's glorifying how sweet Krishna's pastimes are. Parama Mangalam, Tabakatamritam, Tapta Jivanam, and then Kavibiriditam, Kalmasha Apaham, Shravana Mangalam, supremely auspicious. So they are auspicious means they are purifying in nature. Anyone who hears Krishna's pastimes forgets to enjoy the material existence, they start relishing Krishna's playful behavior. Yeah, and that becomes the beverage for the ears. Nectar. It is said in Vrindavan, when Krishna plays on his flute, the calves who were drinking the milk from the mother's udder, they were wondering which amrit to drink, whether this one from the udder of the mother cow or the flute which is coming through my ears. So they were having some little difficulty in decision making. Finally, they decided to skip the milk. Of course, they didn't take the mouth away. They kept the mouth in the mother's udders, but they were drinking Krishna's flute sound. And when Krishna stopped the flute, then the milk drinking continued. Which means in this world, when we keep our minds imbued with remembrance of the Lord, that is called as TII, opposite of IIT. I was an IIT student and my spiritual master made me TII. You know what is TII? Transcendently imbued intelligence. So, when we make our intelligence transcendently imbued, then we can resist any material vibration going into our head. We are not attracted. That's what he's saying. The desire for other things will go away, he says. Shayyasanattanasthana Snana Krida Shanadishu Katam Tvam Priyamatmanam Vayam Bhaktastyajemahi. My dear Lord, you are the Supreme Soul, and thus you are most dear to us. We are your devotees. How can we possibly reject you or live without you even for a moment? Whether we are lying down, sitting, walking, standing, bathing, enjoying recreation, eating, or doing anything else, we are constantly engaged in your service. See, where does this nature come from? It originally comes from goddess of fortune. In the third canto, 15th chapter, it is said, in Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentary, he says that the goddess of fortune in the spiritual world, Lakshmi, she, when she walks from one place to another, her ankle bells make a sound like that. Shri Rupini Kwanayati Charanara Vindam Leelam Bujena Harisad Manimukta Dosha Samlakshate Spatika Kudya Upeta Hemni Sammarjati Vayadanu Grahane Nayatnaha. This verse says that Shri means Lakshmi, Rupini means beautiful. Kwanayati, she makes a sound of the ankle bell. Charanara Vindam. She also has a lotus feet like Lord Vishnu has lotus feet. And as he's walking. Leela Ambujena. In one hand, she is rotating a lotus flower. And she's wearing a very costly sari and costly jewelry in her body. What to speak of costly? She is wealth personified, isn't it? Some Mataji may wear a nice dress, being coming from a royal family or something. But here, Lakshmi is herself the source of all wealth. Another hand, she is having a broomstick. That's a very strange odd man out. Because she is having a lotus in one hand, it is understandable. But to have a broomstick on the other, why would... In India, sometimes ladies have 4 or 5 servants. You have seen the servant maids. One servant maid to wash the clothes, and one to wash the pots, one to clean the house, one to purchase things from the market. In India, you can afford. In America, you can't afford. America, you have to do everything yourself only. So, but here, Lakshmi also has thousands of servant maids. But she herself wants to sweep the floor. Says, why? Although all the demigods are looking at Lakshmi's lotus feet and begging, oh, mother, mother, please turn towards us and just throw one glance on us. Because if you throw one glance on us, we'll become leader of one planet. But she is not looking at any of those guys who are running behind her, begging for her glance and grace. But she is looking at the lotus feet of Vishnu and rendering the service of sweeping in the spiritual world. Although the floor in spiritual world is like a mirror, there is no dust there. Still she is sweeping there. Why? She wants to see a smile on the face of Lord Narayana, it is said. She simply wants to see the Lord satisfied. It's a very amazing thing. Prabhupada says, Lakshmi never gets tired of serving Lord Narayana. She never says, I have massaged you for so many years. Now please, when will you give me retirement? She doesn't ask. She goes on serving. And Prabhupada says, because Lord Narayana has such sublime qualities, spiritual qualities, he has won the heart of all devotees, including Goddess of Fortune, Lakshmi. So sometimes Lakshmi, what she does, she goes down the steps in a lotus pond to pluck some lotuses for making garland. At that time, when she looks in the water, her face appears to have become bluish. And she's looking, so she was wondering why. Maybe by associating with Lord Narayana, my face has become bluish, she's thinking. But that is due to the blue lotus reflecting on her face. So she plucks that means even while plucking the lotus, she is remembering the Lord. Like you go to market to buy some vegetables. If you are buying bendi in India, you have to break it and see, you know that? Like that you break it. If it breaks, is it a good or bad bendi? If it is bending again and again, not breaking at all, that means old fellow. So old bendi. So while buying vegetables, we should think, oh, I'm going to use it for Krishna's service. It should be good quality sabji. So one time I asked a question to students. Why would you look for the best lady's finger, that bendi or potato or any kind of vegetable? The boys said, because it has to be tasty. He said, tasty for whom? For us. He said, no, sir. That's a problem. It should be tasty for whom? Krishna, yeah. Because this is what is the challenge for us. We should always turn towards pleasing the Lord like Uddhava here. We should think, how will Krishna be pleased by this? After that, you can definitely please your tongue with the prasad Krishna gives you. That is a secondary thing. But the primary thing is it's going to be offerable to the Lord. And Lakshmi, sometimes in Vaikuntha, she is swinging. Generally, all of you think for a moment when you're swinging, you're in a jolly mood. Correct, no? But she's swinging and singing the names of Lord Narayana, it is said. Generally, when we are enjoying, it's little difficult to remember the Lord oftentimes. Especially on a festival day after fasting for till noon or something. Imagine you have a big plate of prasad with special items. Everybody is in full samadhi. You don't even know who is sitting in the neighborhood next to you. Especially when you're eating gulab jamun. Very difficult to remember that Lord has eaten this. We often remember ourselves only. But she is swinging and singing, it is said, remembering the Lord. So here also you find Uddhava, he is saying that we're lying down, sitting, walking, standing, bathing. Because Pandavas as well as Uddhava is also a cousin of Krishna, but a pure devotee of Krishna. So he has associated very closely. They have eaten with Krishna, dining with Krishna, playing with him, bathing with him in the rivers, sometimes sitting next to him, chatting with him. We only have experience of chanting for him, but they were chatting with him also, Pandavas and Uddhava and all. They had such intimate association. I was just thinking how much blessed and fortunate Sudama was because Krishna was his Gurukul mate, isn't it? Think about it, how amazing it will be, to have Krishna as your classmate sitting next to you. You can watch him, how he asks questions, how he speaks. He must be really be very endearing to everybody in the class because whatever Krishna does is best. He is the best friend, he's the best son, he's the best hero, best singer, best dancer, best in everything. So Uddhava has experienced that vicinity of Krishna, nearness. That vicinity had an impact on him. Therefore, he is feeling pinch of separation. Tvayopabhukta sragandha Vasolankara charchitaha Uchchishta bhojino dasas Tava mayam jayemahi. Simply by decorating ourselves with garlands, fragrant garlands offered to Krishna, fragrant oils, and clothes, ornaments that you have already enjoyed, and by eating the remnants of your meals, which is prasad, we, your servants, will indeed conquer your illusory energy. So Krishna may ask Uddhava, hey Uddhava, why are you crying like this? Maybe you are afraid of Maya? Uddhava is saying, no, that's not my problem, he's saying. Maya can be easily conquered simply by accepting devotional paraphernalia from you. Because we have a formula of Rishikena, Rishikesha, Sevanam. That's for the senses. And for the mind, Manmana, Bhavamad Bhakto. Use your mind to chant Krishna's names. And for the buddhi, what we should do with the buddhi? Vyavasayatmika buddhi, Ekeha Kurunandana. Engage the buddhi in studying the scriptures, then we get Viveka buddhi. Engage the mind in chanting Hare Krishna, we cleanse the mind. Engage the senses in decorating the deities or worshipping the Lord and things like that, we purify the senses. And engage the ego. How? What to do with the ego? False ego. Live in the company of devotees. Don't run away. Associate with devotees. And devotees will surely purify us. So when you are living in a company of devotees, so sometime or other we keep getting feedback from devotees. Prabhupada once told an example. Living with devotees is like putting many blackish raw diamonds from the mountains. When you get diamonds from the mountain, they look very blackish like granite and like graphite, like graphite. You put them all in a box and you put on the plug, like that they abrade each other. And then after 4 or 5 hours, you open the box and see they are shining like sun. Extremely shining because they have polished each other very nicely. Similarly, Prabhupada said, devotees, when they are coming, when they are new devotees, they are neophyte. Fight, neophyte. They are new also and they fight also. So these neophyte devotees, they just sparks are coming and I didn't say this, you did say that, I said this, and like that they quarrel. But eventually what happens, if you don't leave the association of devotees, somehow stick on, eventually as we get purified, we will see the glory of devotees. And in that, eventually one day, when we are about to leave the body, we will be shining like the diamond. We'll become pure devotees, those who stick on to the process without giving up. So now why am I going into this Uddhava's thing? Just now I told you I'm going to speak on Jagannath thing. You may be thinking Prabhuji probably got a little distracted with some other direction. Don't think. I have in the back of my mind what is the connection. I will tell you just now. Uddhava is seeing Krishna with such affection, such a feeling, such feeling of love. And he is getting that type of consciousness, that type of feeling for Krishna. So, cultivating feelings of separation from Krishna and rendering services with absorption and feeling a longing to meet Krishna, Prabhupada says, that is actually the ultimate goal of our Krishna consciousness movement. So, we should be rendering services, we should be living in the society of devotees, and in our heart, we should have love for Krishna and a feeling of longing to meet him. When will the time come? Just like Prahlad asked, Pritopavarga Sharanam Bhayase Kadano. When will the time come when you will call me, my dear Lord Narasimha? Yes, Kada. He's asking when. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also asking, isn't it? Nayanam Galadashudaraya. And that verse, what he says? Nayanam Galadashudaraya. Vadanam Gadgadarudaya Gira. Pulakai Nichitam Vapu. Kada. He's asking when. So that kind of, that kada, that when comes in our heart, when will I meet the Lord? When will I love him? When will I serve him? So that longing is very good. So now, in that Rathyatra, something amazing happened. In the rooftop of Prataparudra's palace, he was standing with Sarvabhattacharya and Gopinath Acharya. And Prataparudra is watching the Bengali Vaishnavas coming. So he saw Advaita Acharya Prabhu in the front, and then he saw many other Vaishnavas behind. So he was amazed by their kirtans. They were doing such amazing Gaudiya kirtan, which was soothing to the heart and the soul. Because you have seen here also, when Bengali Vaishnavas, and they play the Mridangam, Kartal, and they sing. Narottam Thakur especially instituted a very special style of singing the kirtans also. So, Aiche Prema, Aiche Nritya, Aiche Haridvani, Kaha nahi dekhi, Aiche kaha nahi shuni. Pratapadra is saying that this kind of kirtan, this type of dance, this type of sound vibration, I have not heard anywhere, he says. Who are these personalities? Please tell me. He asked our Sarvabhattacharya. Bhattacharya said, the leader of the Vaishnavas is Advaita Acharya Prabhu, who is in the front. And then he said, this is Srivas, and that is Gadadhar, different names he said. And he said, I don't know all of them. Gopinath Acharya knows about all others. He can tell you more. And the kirtan was extremely absorbing. It was fascinating, charming the hearts. And also, there were also different groups of Vaishnavas coming from Srikhand, for example. Narahari Sarkar is the leader there. And there are many Vaishnavas coming from there. Prominent personalities are Raghunandan Thakur, Narahari Sarkar. Similarly, each place, when you talk about Keturi Gram, the prominent personality there, Narottam Thakur. Like that, each place had prominent leaders and many other Vaishnavas coming. Their coming is compared to, clouds in the sky assembling during a rainy season, when the clouds assemble. So one cloud is compared to one yatra coming from different places. Here also in Mayapur, during this, March time, you all will see many groups coming from various places, correct, no? People come. And every group is doing one particular melody of kirtan, correct, no? They do kirtan and they're beating mridangam, kartal, dancing, they're coming. Similarly, before the Rathyatra time, the groups were coming, and the groups are compared to clouds. Why clouds? Clouds are very good analogy, because the clouds shower also. Similarly, the Vaishnavas who are coming in groups singing, their eyes were springing with tears. It was like syringes. They were affectionately singing the holy name. Not only that, they were roaring like thunder. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram. The loudness was so great that the instruments got doused, it is said. Mridangam, Kartal, everything. It shouldn't happen that our vampires are so loud and jambe is so loud, dum kudum dum dum kudum dum, that the sound gets doused. Rather, the opposite was happening. The holy name was reverberating in the sky very loudly, and the instruments became doused. It is said. And therefore, it is compared to a thunder of the cloud, and also the water pouring from the cloud is compared to the tears. And as they were singing and coming, their kirtan, therefore it is said, especially when you do Harinam Sankirtan, there are 4 qualities of a good kirtan. When we are doing Harinam Sankirtan on the road. One is, it is said, the Uchchakari, means one should sing the holy name loudly. And Urdhva Bahu means one should raise the arms in supplication, surrender. Urdhva Bahu, Uchchakari, then Hridaya Bari. It is said, it should come from wholehearted consciousness, which means my consciousness should not be distracted or diverted by anything, what others are thinking about me, why that person is commenting about me, or anything like that. We don't bother about the world around us. Hridaya Bari means from the wholehearted consciousness. And Nrityakari, both legs should be above the ground. That is Nrityakari. So that is called as ideal kirtan. Good Harinam Sankirtan. Here I find in Mayapur, when I came in 1993, I came for my first yatra here, Sridham Mayapur. At that time, I have never seen this type of dancing kirtan anywhere in the world except Mayapur Dham. Which kirtan do you know that? The Tulsi Aarti. In Pune also we do Tulsi Aarti, but we stand in one place and we do in one corner, we do, others are also they're moving this way, that way. But here people would dance in a circle. If you see, Tulsi Maran is here and they will be making a circle. And the Mridangam player also will dance along with the Mridangam also. And there is one fellow who will play this, what do you call that? Gong. That devotee, I don't know his name also now. Now also he's still there. He's playing. What is his name? Varamali? Varamali Prabhu. So I was a very young boy in 1993 when I came. I was new to Krishna consciousness. 1991 I was connected. Just a couple of years later, first yatra I came. I saw him beating this gong and going round and round and beating that. And Mridangam person is dancing. They both were moving like this and dancing. And they're jumping up and down. And the way they were singing and dancing, my hair was standing on end. I was trembling, seeing the kirtan. Nowhere I have seen like that. So that kirtan was like the way I am telling you now. Urdhva Bahu, Uchchakari, Hridaya Bari, Nrityakari. They were dancing and doing kirtan, completely oblivious to the external world. What is that famous verse? Evam vratasva priyanama kirtya jatanurago duta chitta uchchaihi evam hasiti roditi rauti gayati unmadavan nrityati loka bahyaha. There's one verse which says, when a devotee of the Lord sings a very favorite name, like for us a favorite name is Hare Krishna mantra. When he sings, that time a devotee laughs, sometimes he cries, sometimes he runs, sometimes he rolls on the ground. And Loka Bhakya means one doesn't care for public opinion. So this is called as chanting with absorption. I'll give you a small example for absorption. It will make it very easy. Say you have an ice cube. You keep it on a hot pan. But if your fire is very mild, the ice cube is not going to melt. Similarly, our intensity of the chanting of the holy name and attention is not very much, then the heart, which is like ice cube, doesn't melt. But if we increase the attention of the chanting of the holy name, it should be attentive, it should be focused, and it should be continuous. Bhagavatam says that Shruta Sambrataya Achiram. If Bhagavatam is heard for a prolonged period of time, that means keep the fire continuously and keep it focused also and keep it intense also. Temperature should be high also. Then what happens? The ice melts, becomes water. When you continue heating, it starts giving out bubbles. After some time, it will start evaporating, and that is absorption. Our absorption in Krishna is also like that. If we continuously practice devotional service, Satatam, Krishna says, Ananya Chetaha Satatam Yomam Smarati Nityashaha. Tasyaham sulabha partha nitya yukta says. See, nitya, satata, he says. Which means when we continuously practice, intensely practice, do it in a focused way, then gradually the stone-like heart will melt, and initially it will dravita hridaya, dravibhuta hridaya. And then it will become evaporated into absorption, remembrance of the Lord. Then once consciousness is posted in Krishna, then one forgets the external world. So like that, the kirtan is done. So Prataparudra was observing that. And Prataparudra, as he saw the Rathyatra, certain observations he made which are extraordinary observations. One observation he made was, he was telling Sarvam Bhattacharya, he said, my dear Guruji, did you observe? There are 7 circles of kirtan. 4 in the front, correct? And then 2 on either side and 1 behind. And in all the 7 circles, who was dancing in the center? Mahaprabhu was dancing. And that was not known to everybody. Every circle people thought Mahaprabhu is in whose circle? In our circle only. But whereas Prataparudra on the top, from there when he was watching, he told the Guru that I am seeing Mahaprabhu is in all the 7 circles. So that time Gopinath Acharya and Sarvam Bhattacharya were discussing that this king is becoming blessed now to get such a vision. Because not any ordinary person was getting that vision. Nobody could see it because Mahaprabhu secretly did it. But he could observe that. Another observation he made was, at one point of time, Mahaprabhu was dancing, he went to the side of the chariot. And Jagannath saw that, Mahaprabhu is not dancing. So who is Mahaprabhu? Is Krishna in the mood of Radharani. And Jagannath is ecstatic Krishna. So ecstatic Krishna is seeing Radharani dancing. When Radharani suddenly went to the side, then Jagannath's cart stopped. Because there was an internal understanding. Radharani wanted to know whether Krishna will come to Vrindavan even if I am not there also. If I am gone, still will Krishna be happy coming to Vrindavan? Krishna wanted to say, no, I won't be happy. You are the supreme devotee. He wanted to show that. So when Radharani goes to the side of the chariot, Krishna stopped. And this was also revealed to whom? Prataparudra. He understood that. And thirdly, when the chariot stopped, many, wrestlers were called. Bodybuilders and wrestlers. They were brought behind the chariot and everybody was trying to push the chariot. Just like we try to do that with the car sometimes. A car doesn't move sometimes, correct? No? You push the car. Yeah. And if a car doesn't move, you will get tired, isn't it? In those days, in our Pune camp temple, when I returned to the temple, one big car was standing like a Plymouth, we say, no? Like a off-white car. Big car with cooling glass. I asked the devotees, hey, you guys purchased this car? They said, no, Prabhu, one fellow came to temple, he has donated it. They said, I said, donated such a costly car? It looks very costly. They said, Prabhu, it will be nice if you can sit. It's a second-hand car only. If you sit inside, it will be nice. We will take you for one full round and come. Around the Kunjiveri temple, we'll take it and bring you back. So I sat in the car. And we went from here to there, car went and it stopped. And I asked, what happened? He said, Prabhuji, this is the only small problem. We have to get outside and push it. I also got out. I was also pushing. 4 or 5 of us, they pushed it. Again I sat. Again it went the same distance and it stopped. So 3 times it happened and I said, how are we going to finish the full circumambulation? On the road, that too on the road. Then I asked, hey, who gave this car? Why you guys accepted it? They said, Prabhuji, the fellow said, this is the only problem. Everything else is good with the car. You take it. So I told him, call him and give it back. Unless he repairs and gives, we can't take. So the idea is, when the Rath stops, Jagannath stops on his own, and you have to push from behind. And people generally think by pushing Jagannath, he will go ahead. But Jagannath's cart is not like our car, which I told you. By pushing it will start. Because Jagannath's movement is based on whose will? Whose will? His own will. When he wills, He can do what he wishes. There is nobody equal to him or above him. As Krishna says, Matta Parataram. And so Jagannath's cart wasn't moving. Then they brought elephants. And they're trying to push with the elephants. Two dozen elephants. They couldn't do anything. And Prataparudra was watching everything. And then Mahaprabhu laughed. And then he himself came behind the cart and with his own head gave one push. Immediately the whole Jagannath cart jerked and started moving ahead. So Prataparudra understood the secret meaning behind this. He understood that nobody can plead Krishna to move except Srimati Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is in the mood of Radharani. He could actually make Jagannath move. Only a pure devotee can command the Lord or order the Lord. He understood that. So now, just as I told you, Uddhava was seeing, meeting Krishna and weeping and please take me with you. He's feeling so much affection with the spiritual feelings flooding his heart. Similarly, Prataparudra's heart is also flooding with spiritual feelings when he sees all these miracles happening in the Rathyatra. So, Prataparudra is not an ordinary personality. His attitude was very high. When Lord Chaitanya asked him in the Jagannath Vallabha gardens, who are you? Did he say that, you don't know who I am? By the way, I am the king of whole Orissa. Everybody knows except you. He didn't say like that. What he said? My dear Lord, I am simply servant of your devotees. Brityera Brityakari Yeimora Ash. He says, I am your servant and I am servant of your devotees. I beg you to make me servant of the servant of your devotees, he said. So he had a very right attitude. He was non-envious when Ramananda Rai got mercy. Prataparudra promoted him, gave him salary, and he didn't feel envious of Ramananda Rai. When others were getting mercy, Prataparudra was very happy. And he was ready to renounce everything if need be, even ready to give up the king's post if that's what would be needed to meet Lord Chaitanya. He was ready to be detached. He was non-envious. And he was always having a longing to meet the Lord and serve him, begging for an opportunity. And he had a firm conviction and faith in Lord Chaitanya being non-different from Krishna. With all these things and his subservience to his guru, our Tarum Bhattacharya. So he was a very, very good candidate. We can learn a lot from the life of Prataparudra. So because of that, Lord made his eyes become tinged with salve of love, due to which he could see those confidential pastimes happening in the Rathyatra parade time, which are not ordinarily observable by common people. Many cannot comprehend. So now coming to our life, personal life, one of our desires is, my dear Lord, may my eyes not be blunt senses. May my eyes and my mind and my ears and all my senses, let them not be blunt, gross senses. Let them become purified, just like iron rod put in fire becomes fiery. Does iron rod put in fire behaves like iron or behaves like fire? Fire. Similarly, if I can spiritualize my senses and mind and intelligence and ego, so spiritualized items, they behave spiritually. So we can pray to these great devotees and to Supreme Lord, please spiritualize my senses, spiritualize my mind, spiritualize my intelligence, so that I'll get access to the Lord's true glory, the Lord's true spiritual nature. Why I should get access to that? Then I can actually develop genuine love for Him and genuine separation from Him. That should be our mood. So Rathyatra is a time when Jagannath comes out, and Jagannath Puri is a Vipralamba Dham. Vipralamba Dham means it's a dham where Jagannath is crying for his supreme devotee, Srimati Radharani, and Srimati Radharani is dancing in front of the Rath cart, feeling separation from Krishna, taking him to Vrindavan. So it's a very great abode. And our philosophy of Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya talks about cultivating feelings of separation from Supreme Lord, isn't it? So, therefore, the Jagannath Rathyatra is a very significant event for all of us. Thank you very much. I can take some one question, one or two questions. Yeah. Is it getting late for you all? Is it all right? If somebody raises hand, you can give them the mic. Yeah. Three things. What happened? Mike? Hare Krishna. Yeah. You can do three things. You can ask a question, or you can recollect one point from the class, which is a takeaway point for you. Or you can speak a reflection on one of the points you heard in the class. Any of the three you can do. Okay? Yes. Our Madhav exactly told the pastime nicely, isn't it? Captured that. Yeah. Please give the mic to her.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much for the class.
Thanks, sir. Is it echoing? Echoing? Is it? Hare Krishna. This sound has reduced.
You spoke about Uddhava.
I spoke about Uddhava? Okay.
Here, we read.
Yeah.
Uddhava's.
These are the nice prayers of Uddhava.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Uddhava is close friend.
And echoing, yeah. The echo cannot be stopped. Huh? You don't know where is echo? There is, you know where is echo now? He will come. We'll see it right. Till then we'll chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. But you see your mic? Hare Krishna?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
All right?
Hare Krishna. Echo. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Ram.
Now it's better now. Now it's better now.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. So, Uddhava is close friend of Krishna.
Correct. He is devotee and friend of Krishna.
Yeah. I have been thinking about friendship in our society. Would you be so kind to tell something about friendship? What is friendship in our society?
Actually, friendship in a devotional society, according to Srila Rupa Goswami, there are three considerations for that. You can make it a little louder, this one. Hare Krishna, yeah. You all can hear me now? Better now? See, Snigdha, Svatovara, Sajatiya. Three things I said. So, Sajatiya means you should choose your friends who are like-minded. It's the first thing. I will give you a very simple exercise for all of you. What you do, you put your photo in the middle of a circle. In that inner circle, you write names of devotees whom you regularly they meet you, you meet them, and you like them, and they like you, and there is a very good chemistry match. So they are in the inside circle. You connect very, very naturally, like a very intimate friendship is there. And they actually, when you commit mistake, if they point out the mistake also, they will do it out of affection for you. You will do the same for them. And they will never talk bad about you behind your back. And they will be thoroughly honest. If somebody talks bad about you, they will defend you. They are like that. And also, you can trust them, they trust you. They think about your welfare even in your absence. They are genuine devotees. And you feel connection with them. So these are devotees in the innermost circle. Then the next circle, you can put devotees who like you like them, but there is not much opportunity to interact with them. Occasionally you may interact, and the interactions have been very fruitful. They are in the second circle. So they are also looking for an opportunity to connect with you, and you are also looking, but sometimes occasions don't come much. And then the third circle are devotees where, you may work with them, interact with them. The relationship is somewhat official, official relationship. And but sometimes they are ready to work with you by having a working relationship with you. And they don't cross with you, and you are happy, they are happy, life goes on. Then the next circle onwards, devotees are just Haribol relationship, that's all. Haribol, Haribol, that's all. And no more much interaction as you go, because we can't connect with too many people. Yeah. So what ideally we should do, many of us what we do, we become super busy in our own life. Even the devotees in the innermost circle, they come to us, but we don't give them time. Huh? So there are devotees who, like there was one Mataji, she would be absorbed in her own preaching, her own activity, online programs, this, that, everything. She wouldn't connect with anybody. At one time when she got sick, then she was telling, nobody cares for me. And then another Mataji told her, see, people will care for you if you took out some time for them. When you are healthy, you didn't go to them and connect and make some small circle of 5-6 ladies together coming and reading Bhagavatam together or something, once a day for 10-15 minutes at least. If you had a circle of friends, then when you get sick, they'll come running to see you. But you never were not ready to strike a connection. You were like a frog in the well in your own little world. Suddenly, how do you expect people to run to you to help you when you are in trouble? You are only thinking of others when you are in trouble. Like that they told her. Then she realized her folly. Then when I get little healthy, then I should take out some time. So in our life, we all do 3 things you can do: plan, work, and interact. 3 things. All of you think about your personality. Some of us, we plan so much that later on, that activity never happens. Some of us, we plan very little and we spring into action. And then later on, we see somebody else has already done this work. Then all the work becomes useless. Therefore, we should plan little bit and then do work. And then we should take out time to interact also. Interact with whom? You should interact with uplifting people. There are 4 types of people. There are people whose company is uplifting. There are people whose company is neutral. Then there are people whose association is discouraging and very negativity producing. And then there are people with whom we have no connection at all. They never had a connection with us. They are far away. Connection never happened. 4 types of people Bhagavatam says. So amongst the 4, the important people are those whose association is uplifting for us. That's very important. Like I have friends who are not in Pune temple also. They may be away in another temple, but time to time I meet them. Whenever we go for certain occasions, we sit and spend an hour, half an hour. We spend time with them because they are good people, they're good souls, honest souls, and they also wish well for us. We wish well for them. Genuine friendship. Then you feel very happy. So the inner circle or trustworthy people, 3 qualifications are said. Sajatiya means like-minded. For example, I like to speak pastimes. They also like pastimes. Or some people like to discuss philosophy more. They may also like philosophy more. Or somebody likes scientific presentation. Then they are also scientific presentation they have liking. Like Michael Cremo, what's his name? Our Prabhu? Dutakarma Prabhu and Chaitanya Prabhu can spend 4 hours with each other. They're like-minded. They have a scientific bent of mind like that. Like that. So, Sajatiya means like-minded. And also, Snigdha means like a ghee, very affectionate. Affectionate means for example, they want to, without even you are asking, they want to offer you something. They want to offer you some prasad. They come and they say that I went to such and such holy place, I prayed for you. I brought this prasad for you. Snigdha people are people who are very naturally affectionate for you. Like, for example, Gopinath Acharya was affectionate to Sarum Bhattacharya. Therefore, Bhattacharya, despite being a Mayavadi, ultimately became devotee. Because of that affection, he chastised him affectionately. Affectionately, you can be chastised also, because you want to make him a devotee, like that. Nityananda and Advaita Acharya Prabhu have a very affectionate relation. Similarly, you find Swarup Damodar and Pundrik Vidyanidhi. They are friends also. Ramananda Rai and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. They are like-minded also. Ramananda Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Like Prabhupada and Akinjan Krishnadas Babaji. They were friends. They can sit together and chat and laugh and spend hours together in each other's company. They feel great joy. So, in this way, Sajatiya, Snigdha Svato Vara means they should be good in some area from where you can learn from them. And you should be good in another area which they can learn from you. Like that. Then that meeting is very fruitful also. Svato Vara, they are superior to us. Like we can open our heart and take help from them. They are very mature in certain areas. We can take help. Like I have my senior in Bombay, Radha Gopinath Prabhu. One day I went and told him, Prabhu, what is the use of being a president of a temple? We make a plan, but the guys never follow. It becomes so difficult. Once I was very frustrated when I was in my early days, 98, 99. So when he saw my frustration, he was laughing. I asked, why you are laughing? Then he said, I was remembering something, so I was laughing, he said. So he is my senior also. So then he told me, one time, Paramapuja Radhanath Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj took a yatra to Remuna, So in Remuna, Maharaj gave a long lecture. It became almost 7:30. It was moonlit night. And but our managers had made a plan that, we want to put devotees in the bus as quickly as possible and take them back to the accommodation so that they can sleep by 8:30, 9 o'clock. That was the plan, So all the managers were making a plan, talking with each other. What they did was, there is one item called Amrita Keli. You all know that? Amrita Keli is actually a prasad, which is offered in Remuna. So everybody will get one pot. So they kept the baskets in the buses. So Maharaj called the managers and said, now I think I have become a little late in finishing my lecture. So he started at 4 o'clock, it became 7:30. It became very late. I think I'm a little late, he said. So, and then Maharaj said, can you distribute the Amritakali Prasadam to all the devotees? He asked. Manager said, no, Maharaj, that we are not going to eat here. It will become a big program. We are going to give it in the buses. But Maharaj was not very happy with that idea. But he won't say, I'm not happy. He won't say that. So what he said, let us check with devotees whether they want to take here or they want to take in the bus. So then Maharaj took the mic and said, all of you devotees, we want a vote from you. Would you like to take this Amritakali Prasad from Kshirchor Gopinath in Remuna, sitting under this beautiful moonlit night, with the beautiful breezes, and while tasting it, remembering Madhavendra Puri? Would you like to do that? Or you all immediately get up and rush to the buses, and you are sitting in the bus, you are dozing halfway, and then you are also eating Amritakali. You do whatever you want. Now he asked for a vote. Everybody understood Maharaj wants which one? First one. Everybody said, Hari Bol, for that very loud Hari Bol. And then Maharaj said to managers, please kindly bring it now. Devotees want to taste here. So they brought. And then it was served, all devotees ate. By the time they reached temple, it became 9:30, 10 o'clock. Very late. So manager's face became very small. Daily it's becoming late for us and all that. So next day morning, Maharaj met the manager, top manager, and he called. Prabhu, is everything all right? He asked him. Yes, Maharaj, he was telling. Maharaj said, see, sometimes man proposes, Lord Chaitanya disposes. And he was telling like that. So Radha Gopinath Prabhu was telling that in our life, we can make a plan, but we should be detached. We should not be attached. If you are attached, we will get frustrated. And we are too much attached to our plans. So when I heard it, I also had a good laughter after hearing this pastime. And so this is actually example of Guhyam Akyati Prichati. We reveal our mind to somebody who has affection for us, who trusts us, and we ask a question, and then they give their experience from their life, this kind of practical experience. And then when we hear it, then we get upgradation in our consciousness. Okay, now my problem was I was frustrated because I was attached to my opinion. Henceforth, I will learn to not be too much attached to my opinion. I learned that. So this is the meaning of association. Association means, there should be some knowledge transmission. And there should be some spiritual discussion. So spiritual discussion, knowledge transmission, and heart transformation. That is association. So like Mrigari and Narada are meeting. There's some spiritual discussion between them. And then there's a knowledge transmission from Narada to Mrigari. And then there's a heart transformation. Cruel Mrigari became compassionate Mrigari. Similarly, crying Arjuna in the beginning of Gita, he became confident Arjuna at the end of the Gita. So that is a heart transformation. Similarly, our king Rahugana, he was very arrogant when he was sitting. On the palanquin, he was chastising Jadabharat, but arrogant Rahugana became humble Rahugana after associating. So this kind of heart change should happen in good association. And for that, we have to be very choosy about good association, uplifting association. Is that clear? Yeah. Now it's getting late for me also. I have another appointment. It's 8 o'clock now. So thank you all for your patient and rapt attention. It appears like a very enthusiastic crowd here, huh? In Mayapur Dham. Very happy to be with all of you. So Shubha Krishna Prabhu coordinated this. Even thank you very much, Prabhu, for the opportunity. He and his good wife. They are traveling all across the country distributing Prabhupada books in their van. So he just told me about this program. So very kind of you for the opportunity. Thank you. You gave a chance to glorify Krishna and devotees. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada and preaching materials. Since my early years, I have been preparing for the college youths. But during the COVID, I prepared some materials. For example, Gita Radheshyam. If you put, so there is a website, Radheshyamdasdevotionalvideos. If you go there and just put Gita Radheshyam, 18 chapters, 18 PowerPoints you will get. Similarly, Gita Amrita Bindu is another one. Gita Amrita Bindu is 30 minutes lectures for 108 lectures. Complete Bhagavad Gita. But that has also got very good PowerPoints now in Hindi and English, and we are made in Marathi also now. So these are all available. I think this is remote, is it? I'll just show it. Devotees can see 2 minutes. If you like it, you may. Because I have to show you how you take the PPT. So I had made for Bhagavatam first canto, which is very important. Bhagavatam first canto is Prabhupada made it bulky. It's called Bhagavata Rasamalayam. So you can put Radheshyam, www.radheshyamdas.com. That is the website. So if you click it, immediately you get like this. So anything you want in this, here is the search button on the extreme right. If you put the search and you go here, and then you can put Gita Radheshyam, for example. See, you are getting it. So here if you put the recordings are there, chapter 1, if you just click it, immediately it takes you inside. And if you click this button in the middle, it will give you PPT also. If you click the button in the middle like this, it gives you PowerPoint. And on the right side, you have the lecture. And if you want to send link to somebody, this is the link. If you click this, it will give you the link. Link will be copied. Link is copied like that. Okay? So this is Gita Radheshyam. Similarly, another one I told you is Gita Amrita Bindu. This is 108 nice PowerPoints. It's available in Hindi also. And the first one is Marathi. This is Hindi. I think this is English one, I think. If you click this, yes, you get 108 sessions. All of them have their PowerPoints also. So it goes like this. So this is also Bhagavad Gita. Another one, Bhagavatam first canto, PPTs if you want. You can put Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Telugu also is there, you see. Telugu and Hindi. I think these are English, I think. These are all Telugu. But English will be there also. Kannada also is there. These fellows have made some translations. This is all Hindi. So English also is available. This is all English only, this one. Bottom one is English. So in this way you can use the first canto PPTs you can use if you want. And also any topic, for example on mind you want, just put mind. Immediately. See, there are many lectures here. You find. So you get many. So we have made this very user friendly now. Here if you see newcomers, this is for newcomers. So these are all many things. So you can leisurely go through that. Fundamental spirituality has got discover yourself. And similarly, some Hindi speaking devotees want in Hindi. We have Hindi lectures here. They are all Hindi. Also, some of you may be doing Bhakti Vaibhava and all. I have put Bhakti Vedanta Raja Vidyalaya here. It is 4th or 5th item. If you click that, I have put all this. Whatever I have spoken, I put it here and I'll be adding more to that over a period of time. Bhakshastri, I think, is full, I think. Bhakti Vaibhava is halfway. Some of the chapters I have done. So you can see at your leisure. Huh? So, for students, if you see newcomers, for example, See, applied spirituality, there are many programs which you do for, see, new devotee youth lectures. These are all for new devotees. Those are upcoming devotees for them. So like that, many things are there. See at your leisure when you get time. And in case any of these materials is useful to you, you bless me so that I can make more progress. This is one of my favorite activities, preparing PPTs and speaking on various topics. I have been doing this. During the COVID time, I got ample of time during the day to make many other PowerPoints. And whenever I come to Mayapur, Prabhuji catches me. Last time also he put me in another program elsewhere, correct, no? Never. Yeah, where was that? Kanch building. Yeah. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Jai Shri Prabhupada ki.